I got into this high school for the next 5 years of my life until last month is when I finally got out of my high school after the huge government exam is over. So first of all, I didn't get into it of my own choice. At the time, I have another high school that I wanted to go into where it's actually English speaking because all of my friends are English speaking. So I begged them, I was like, please let me go into this high school. All my friends are going there. None of my friends are going to this Chinese high school. I'm gonna be so alone there without any of my primary school friends. But they didn't give a shit and I just went into that same Chinese high school anyway. It was probably the worst 5 years of my life. Imagine an environment where they have a lot of unnecessary rules. Just imagine a school where girls have to cut their hair short. Their hair have to be shorter than their chin. Yipan can verify this for me if it's still around here. And then guys, the hair cannot be longer than your eyebrows or touch your collar. And then you need to cut your fingernails. You need to wear your uniform perfectly as they want you to. You need to wear your belt. You need to wear your socks properly. They lifted the rule. I guess they just lifted it as I left. And then you have 6 days of school a week instead of 5. And not only that, all of our subjects are harder than your standard government school. Everything is harder. And then the passing grade, every other government school, the passing grade is 40, but our passing grade is 60. So not only are our subjects harder, our passing grades is also higher. And then not only that, we also learn everything in Chinese for no reason other than because they want to preserve our Chinese culture. And then as soon as you turn to senior year, because there's junior year, which is the first 3 years, and then afterwards it will be the senior year, the last 3 years. You can leave after 2 years of senior, it's your choice. And then the school, they changed the language around. And keep in mind, in primary school I was mainly an English speaker, and then I just went into this Chinese high school where no one knows how to speak in English. They don't even know how to introduce themselves in English. I was so alienated. I have trouble communicating with everyone. Plus all of the subjects are Chinese. Like even science and maths, everything is Chinese. Not just that, the Chinese and English papers, the difficulty isn't even close. I need to drink some water. The Chinese and English difficulty is not the same. VOD friends skip 20 minutes. Your English is guaranteed to pass, but if you're able to speak, write and read in English, it's a guaranteed A. So far out of like maybe the 50 English exams that I've had, I've only gotten a B on 2 of them. I've always gotten an A and I've never studied, never paid attention to class. I've done some homework and that's it. But for Chinese, I can speak in Chinese, I can read Chinese, I can write in Chinese. Guess how much I get? I get 30 out of 100. That's how unfair it is. In fact, no, not even 30. Most of the time it's around 20. Because you need to memorize literature, you need to memorize author names, you need to learn classic Chinese, you need to memorize all that shit. It doesn't matter whether you know how to speak, write or read in Chinese. It doesn't matter at all. They can't give a shit less about your Chinese abilities. So me over here with my shitty Chinese already. Oh my god, my stream is lagging. Hold on, let me alt-tab. I have this huge handicap again, so I'm playing on Dark Souls difficulty apparently. And then my grades is just shit. And then I also get into trouble because my parents see my grades being so shit. By the way, in this school, if you fail your average exam, you get stayed back a year. You need to redo the entire year. And that puts a lot of stress in the kids. Yep, now you get Asian difficulty meme. The thing is, they always say 60 is the passing score. They always say this. They always say like, you need to get your average marks to 60 or else you're gonna have to redo this year. It's gonna be horrible. You don't want to redo a year. And then they always scare the children into going like, oh my god, I have to study. My average has to be above 60 or else I'm gonna redo the whole year. There's no way I'm gonna waste the whole year of my teenage life just because I got shit grades. And then everyone will just study. They'll just study so hard. Guess what? People move on to the next year even if they get 40. Because it will be too embarrassing if they actually set the passing threshold to 60. Because if they do that, 25% of the school will fail. That's what's going to happen, and they cannot allow that. So they'll have their own threshold that they will never tell you. It's just hidden. You just have to guess. Oh yeah, maybe this year it will be 50. Maybe this year it will be 40. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? So I don't even know how good my grades need to be to go over to the next year. The way Asians make exam papers is they make it with failing you in mind. So they can think that, oh my god, look at our prestigious standards, look at how high class we are. So everyone would just be really scared, and then there will just be kids that are just studying the whole time, having no life, no hobbies, so they're just really boring people to talk to. But in the second year, which is when I became a classmates with Japan, I got into the classes that I should be, which is, from what I remember, the 5th last class out of like 20 classes or something. Over there, no one studies. Everyone does not give a shit. And that is how school should be. And that's how I actually had fun in this school for the first time. Where everyone around me, they're just having fun. They just do shit. Yeah, that class is so shit, man. It's so hard to explain how chaotic that class is. Like, the 4 main characters are 4 people that redid the year. Everyone around them are people that just move on from first year to second year. They're really scared, they have to abide by the rules. They don't give a shit, they're playing games. Yep, they fight in the class, they play games when the class is going on, they eat chips. In fact, we also have cafeterias where you can eat food and you're not supposed to bring the bowls out of the cafeteria. They don't give a shit, they just bring the whole entire bowl of noodles back to classroom and ate it there, and they didn't even bring it back to the cafeteria to keep it. They just threw it behind, from what I remember, they threw it behind the class on the aircon compressor, and it was just left there. It's just rotting. I'm pretty sure that there are mushrooms growing out of it at this point. And that's when I finally had fun in the school. And then once I got into senior year, because the government exam is in English, so they need to switch from Chinese to English. Now all of a sudden, like especially science with so many names, now you need to translate it all from Chinese to English. Especially me with my shitty Chinese, I need to remember all of these chemical names, these elements. Oh yeah, sure, let me all of a sudden be able to translate it to English. Yeah, cool. So during your junior year, you need to learn history, and the history is in Chinese. But the historical characters you learn about is European or American or something. Well, guess what? You need to remember those foreign names. Yep, geography as well. You need to remember all of those foreign names, those terms in Chinese. So you want to remember Napoleon? Well, that's Napoleon. You need to learn everything in Chinese, even though I know all of these names in English. I fucking hate it. And they don't accept English answers, by the way. Not just that, because my Chinese is shitty, there's chances where I will write Napoleon, and then it will be wrong characters. No marks for you. Too bad. That's my horrible high school time. I did meet a lot of friends and a lot of fun people like Yapun here. My mom just took my fucking blanket. Uh-oh. Maybe you should sleep soon. I don't know, my stories are not that important. In the Chinese side of the internet, one meme will last a year. Over here, one meme lasts like a week at most. Do you guys remember the Ricardo meme? That thing lasted more than a year. And everyone is like, oh my god, that is so funny. After like months after it's already dead in the English side of the internet, and then they're still like reposting, sharing memes of Ricardo Milos dancing over the Attack on Titan opening, and they're like, oh my god, this is the funniest shit. It has already died for months. And I'm just over here like, ha ha ha, so funny. Oh man, your memes are so funny, guys. Oh, me just trying to fit in with their shitty jokes. It's fucking horrible. Alright, I think I ranted a bit too much. Are you still going to the same Chinese school I'm complaining about? Huh, look at this guy. Oh, look at this dude. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. Look at this dude going to Chinese schools. Oh my god, couldn't be me. Oh, look at this dude.